we have not dove into Kelvin Sampson and the Houston Cougars, who the last 5 years have gone 159-23, 2 Final Four appearances, 3 Elite Eight appearances, 5 Sweet 16s, an NCAA Tournament best 15 wins. And yesterday, his team's up by 22 at one point, and they just stuffed Tennessee into a locker in the first half, and it wasn't enough in the second half for the Volunteers. I mean, that was as much of a statement maker, Rob, that you're going to see in an Elite Eight game. And now here's Kelvin, and I thought I'm going to shout out Gary Parrish, who posted a picture earlier today of Kelvin's first year on the job. When he took the job, Houston had 4 different coaches, 4 years apiece prior. So 4 coaches across 16 years. Basically, they would go 4 and done, Henson. Kelvin takes over. Got to dive more in with him this week on why he took the job, because he said when I started on the job, it was brutal. Rob, this is unbelievable what this guy's done at this program.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to see it kind of develop, because it feels like every year you're kind of saying, well, it's been fun what he's got going at Houston, but they're about to lose this guy, and then they're about to lose this guy, and then they're about to lose Marcus Sasser, and then they're losing Jamal Shedd, and they're going to lose Quentin Grimes, and they're going to lose this, and they're going to lose that, and it just felt like eventually the bottom had to fall out of this thing, right? Like, was this going to be sustainable? Turns out, yeah, it is, because he is the best culture builder I think there is in college basketball, and the fact that he's been able to find Henson, you would have been absolutely perfect for Kelvin Sampson, because every single person out there that is 6'11",
I think about that a lot. I think about that a lot. I do, for sure. I would have been play for that for sure. I think when I see that team play, I'm like, I would have Houston today. It would have had to been, if they wanted me, they would have had to be on the short list. So
they absolutely would have wanted you, because you're 6'11" with a 7'6" wingspan, and you like playing defense. Like, look at those guys. Look at JoJo Tugler. You can't tell me that JoJo Tugler isn't just John Henson with braids. Like, that is what he is. And
I wish
the fact that
I was that athletic, Rob, and he wishes he had my left hook. It's a little, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So give or take.
Fair enough. Yeah, the only thing JoJo Tugler can do offensively is dunk a basketball. So I'll give you credit on that one. But the fact that he still has those big guys and the guards that can score. Milos Uzan has been one of the most fun players to watch break out this season. He might be a pro, man. Like, he might be an NBA player at this point. The way that he's kind of embraced this leadership role. Go ahead, Fant. I see you got something to say.
They're out of the Big 12, and they're 30-1 in their last 31 games. If their name was Kansas, they'd be leading the shows. They'd be leading the shows. Again, this is one of the great building jobs in college basketball. It is Villanova, Jay Wright of the South, just without a national championship. That's how much they've dominated their league. If you look at Jay's record his last 9 years, Kelvin's right on par with them. And it's ridiculous what this guy has done. His team's out tough you, but the biggest difference for me, John, is what you guys just brought up. This team, when they have to make a tough shot and they have to get a bucket, they don't have 1, 2, even 3 guys. They really have 4 guys on the floor. Even Juwan Roberts has a nasty hook shot that can go and get you a bucket, which in their style, Henson, you absolutely have to have.
Yeah. He's got them at the top of the Big 12. He's got them looking like an elite team. They're getting every year. They're getting some type of 5-star, top 10, top 5 guy. So there's a little continuity in recruiting, and then he's obviously adds the transfers that he needs to. So I'm so impressed with what he's done down in Houston, from where he's taken it from to now. I mean, Houston's going to be at the top or near the top for the time being, and they retain their guys too. I think that's big for him, building that culture of defense. Like Juwan Roberts being there for so long, you can see he brings a calmness and a leadership role to that team. They look to him as a leader and as an offensive guy when they need a bucket. And Uzan as well coming in, and Cryer, coming out of the portal. So, hey, Houston is I think that Duke game's gonna be a lot tougher than people think. I will tell you that right now.
Yeah, I think so too, Rob. I mean, there's no reason why Houston has to make some early shots. I know that that's stellar analysis, but the fact is they can't fall behind 12-2. Like, or else then they're not going to win this game. You can't fight an uphill battle. You're done against Duke if you do that. They've got to come out. Duke's so disruptive right now. I mean, their length is giving any guards problems. So I actually think, like, this is a Juwan Roberts game. This is where he's got to step up and say, you know what? I'm the veteran. I'm the tough guy. And this is Francis as well and JoJo Tugler. Get on the glass. What does Houston do so incredibly well? They are on the offensive glass. But at the end of the day, this is not a game where LJ Cryer can do what he did against Purdue. He can't shoot 2 for 12. They have to come out and execute offensively. Is that like Duke's got the most efficient offense in the country? But I'm not like, I think Houston, if they set them in the half court, can do enough to guard them. But if you're Houston and you don't have any answers and you fall into a 6-minute rut like you did against Purdue, Rob, you're going to lose. You're going to lose the game.
There's two things that really worry me about this matchup for Houston defensively. The first is LJ Cryer. That's who they're going to hunt. LJ Cryer 6'1". Like, he's not out there because he's like this defensive monster. He's out there because he's good enough defensively and he's an absolute bucket. That's why I think he's like the 5th all-time leading scorer in the history of Texas high school basketball. Like, he is a certified bucket, and that's why he's on the floor. And Sion James is the smallest guy that they got on that Duke roster, and he's 6'5", 230. So they're going to hunt LJ Cryer. LJ Cryer has to show up defensively. The other part of it is when Houston wants to play 2 bigs, that means that Juwan Roberts is going to be on Cooper Flag. And I think Juwan Roberts has to win that matchup, like significantly win that matchup. Make it so that it looks like he is the 24-year-old first team all Big 12 guy and Cooper Flag is the 18. Like, that has to be evident to me, because if you allow Cooper Flag to be able to do the things he wants to do and get to his spots and raise up and shoot and be able to absorb that contact, like if he's doing that against Juwan Roberts, then Houston has like Juwan Roberts has to big boy him the same way that Alabama kind of was able to big boy him a little bit. You have to be able to limit what Cooper Flag gets you and take that away. And it's easier said than done, but if anyone can do it, Juwan Roberts is the guy that should be able to, in theory. And if Houston can win those 2 matchups or at least play them to a tie, then they got a chance to be able to compete in this thing.